So this is in quest to try to find the Tealing airstrip, the old RAF airstrip at Tealing, which is just on the north side of Dundee. Just outside Dundee. Stone throw outside Dundee. And try to figure out how to get to the old RAF strip. And then looking at old buildings there, it's a bit of a trek to get to it. I had to park in Tealing, which is way over there. I had to make my way across to where I am now, which involved, well, this kind of walking over. So it's manky, especially with the amount of rain we've had. And as usual, I'm never prepared. Feet are absolutely filthy. I'm never prepared. I don't really know. I've never been to. I mean, I've lived in Dundee all my life. I've heard of it, but I've just never actually, to my knowledge, remember specifically being right to it. But I certainly suspect these old buildings will be part of it. So I suspect that's part of the old building. And as you could tell, footwear didn't go prepared as always. That's so like me. I'm not bothered. Mud cleans off. No, it's a dangerous building. And here I'm on, I don't have anybody else with me, so I've got to take extra caution. But that's as best as I could be quite sure of that. No, it's risky enough. No, I've made an assessment. Don't breathe that stuff in. That's as far as I'm prepared to go in on this building. I could get an idea as to the condition just by the sounds. The ground is solid. I've looked at it, it's not windy. Doesn't mean shit, it could collapse at any moment. But I've made a calculated risk. Been in buildings, old buildings before. But this is certainly one of them. Don't advise you go on it. So it's definitely one of them. Part of the RAF base at Tealing, definitely part of one of the old buildings. There was one similar to that up at Craigaville. They're demolished now. So that's some more old buildings. No, I was on part of a farm, so I'm not going to highlight that. I'm just only interested in the building, the old buildings. Wow, look at this. Of all times when somebody with us, there's never anybody with us, no meeting, which means to venture it looks bloody interesting. Wow, at least now we found it. Now, asbestos is an issue. So wooden things here, now stand on the concrete and not actually and taking risks doing this, but obviously calculated risk. Shouldn't really go in this. So that's as far as I can prepare to go in on my own. It's not safe, so, but it's interesting. So I've got a wee bit of footage of that. That's all I'm doing as far as going in there is concerned, because here on my own I'm not going to take any chances, or not going to take any more chances. It's live wires, dangerous roof, according to the signs here, so you would be extra careful. Wouldn't advise it, but anyway, I'm just interested. I'm interested in having a look at that, if we could get to it. Looks like another old building, part of it as well. So there's some more buildings this here, still got some of the original glass in it. is the actual airstrip by the looks of it. It's just another one of the old buildings. Again, it's not a safe building. So I'm kind of just guessing that these, I don't know what they are, is it chicken factories or something? I don't really know what a chicken farm, I don't know. But these long buildings, I suspect, will be built on the runway, and this will be the taxiing area that I know now. That might be some sort of air traffic control for them, I don't know. There's a wind turbine just working away there. But this is certainly the base. That looks like an iconic building. I reckon they're listed. These, as I say, these long sort of buildings, whatever they are, a chicken farm, I don't know what they are, guessing. It looks, because of they look very straight, I'm guessing that's part of the runway. It's built on the runway, the old runway. That's my guess. And Tealing substation is there. That's a new one. It's been recently renovated, I think, upgraded. But the old buildings, what I'm interested in. Look at that. A lot of these old buildings. Be good if they made this into some sort of museum or something, you know, heritage museum. You know, do the building up. It's just obviously kind of like derelict at the moment. It was done for decades. Once again, it's the same drill. It's an old building. It could fall down at any moment. Bits could fall off it. Extremely dangerous. Don't advise going on it. Big bits of masonry could come off at any moment. So I've said my bit there. I wouldn't advise anybody going in it. So I'm just getting some photos and footage. That's all. An old light switch and everything like. Well, there's lots of exits. Just keeping quiet at the moment. There's stairs, but I'm not going up them. Goes in here on my own. I don't like to take any. That's extremely dangerous. But I'm not disturbing anything by walking over it. You know, it would vibrate it. So I was kind of, if there was anything was standing on structure wise, I wouldn't have. It was a little bit nerve-wracking that, but again, I've got to assess it before I decide to do anything. Don't go on it anyway, so I'll say. And here, as I say, I'm here alone, so I can't go venturing in. It's not a safe building, that's for sure. I was being quiet in case anything or anyone was had to listen out, you know. Quite very unusual, in fact, that this tree has grown right up against the building. I made videos before about strange trees, but that's just really odd why it's grown right so close to it. That tree looks like it's a fair edge, and the building as well. So why would they plant a tree right next to the building, or why would they build the building, an RAF building, military, right next to where they know there's a tree? Why is that? Very unusual. Very unusual. But anyway, it's just another view of it from this angle. So I've had a look around, pushed my luck long enough, far enough going into that building, especially going alone. It was a dangerous building, so, but I've managed to find where the place is. It took me a bit of effort to find it, but I found it. So it's as I say, I suspect that these, guessing they're chicken farms or something, because of the straightness of the ground that they're on. You know, the way they're built, I just suspect it's part of the runway. And I'm going to guess that was like the main air traffic control or administration block. Towers over the rest of them. There's quite a few dotted around. My dad used to live here years, 70 years ago. Used to stay here in Tealing, and he lived in one of the old buildings. It was converted into houses way back, not long after the war. So, bit of a family connection there. But he's probably took me here at some point in my life. I mean, what, I'm 48, so at some point I've probably come by this way. I've lived in Dundee all my life as well, and we used to go drive up to Craigavon, which is the hill just up there. We've driven this, well, he used to drive us in his car, and he's mentioned Tealing before, but I can't say I've actually took time out myself to get here and to do an in-depth look around, you know, footage and stuff. I've not done this. This is the first time for me to be here. I don't know what order I'm going to do the video. If I'm going to come back with someone else, a couple of other explorers that would like to see it, at least I know how to show them how to get to it, and we could maybe go a bit further. I mean, the other buildings as well, you know, it's asbestos, it's going to collapse. You don't want to do that. You don't want to go in them, it is dangerous. I wouldn't advise it, and I don't really want to risk that. But this is just merely for taking footage and photos of the old Tealing RAF base. So, yeah. So you can just see how straight. Well, I zoom in on it. You can see just, I severely suspect that that's the runway, one of the old runways, airstrip. View from the other side, looking that way. I never got rid of that yet. We're going to get a view from that side, then I'll go and have a look at I suspect that that's built in the runway strip, so I'll go and have a closer look at that. So presumably the stairs up there would lead up to the roof, perhaps, because there's railings here, and I'm going to guess that they will. And there's at least another level, and then I'm presuming there'll be another means to get onto the roof. But I ain't doing that. As I say, the building is dangerous, and here alone anything happens, I've got absolutely no help, and I'm certainly not doing that. I took enough calculated risks already regarding going in. So I'll maybe do a bit more research into it, maybe add a wee bit of some researchable information that I get online, and stick it on the video for you if you've not heard of this place before, and give you a wee bit of more of a clue as to what it's about, I suppose. I'll all be doing the researching stuff that's already out there, and maybe just I might just buy it on this video, and then you could get a wee bit of info, because I've got really very, very little information on it, other than it's an old RAF airstrip here in Tealing. And as I say, my dad used to live, he was brought up in Tealing. So a family connection to this area, I suppose, as well in that respect. I was speaking to my dad earlier today, and he gave us a rough idea how to get to here. So, well, a very fair idea, a rough idea, because it's not an easy direct route to get to it. So as I say, I had to walk across very mucky ground, and but anyway, it's worth it for me. I always like to, an adventurous, you know, the care, mud and muck comes off, but it's filthy. But you got to be careful on the ground you walk on as well, so it's sort of soggy, boggy and all the rest of it. But yeah, even if you're not going in them, even if you're just near these buildings, big bits of masonry could fall off at any moment, so again I would advise you not to go near it. That's my advice. I've said it in my video, I've said that, so I'm not encouraging anybody to do it, and that's really all I could do. And just showing you this so I could share with you what I am interested in. I was interested in having a look at this airstrip, so I've had a look, and then also taking footage to share with you, and then not encouraging you to do it. So I've said it, and that's all I could do. So I'm going to kind of a wee look down there and just see what sort of runway, if there's any remnants of any runway or whatever. I'll just kind of have a wee nosy down there. And presumably there won't be any other runways. The bit I was walking on earlier, and gonna guess that's the taxiway to the main runway, which is something I suppose that's left. I was hoping to see like runway markings and all the rest of it, and landing gear lights and all the the signals and stuff, but it doesn't look promising with that built on it. I mean, there might be something on the other side, I don't know. I'm gonna have to check to see that it's okay to go down there, and don't want to just film stuff at no minute, but I'm gonna have a look anyway, and I'll let you know what I get on. What we got on. I've just got myself up on this embankment thing, this mound, on a mound, so I can get a bit of a higher up view of it. I get a better idea of the land that I'm on, just looking through up here. But I'm not gonna, well I probably could I suppose, it's not really anything I can't really hide at the moment. So I was just saying I was going to be careful what I was going to show in the video, but there isn't really any specifics. Be filming anything that's sort of private, like well this is probably private as well, but I've just been careful because of publicising the farms and that. I don't want to sort of highlight things that I don't want. I mean, I can't really see anything specifically to highlight. I don't want to give away because it's private. They might, if I'm putting this online, I've just got to be careful what I'm showing. It's mainly just focusing on the building, so that's why I was being a bit hesitant to do that 360 degrees look round. But there's another building just down there as well. I might have a wee look at that on the way out. So head over towards the runways. So I'm a wee bit nervous and just expecting to hear the "Oi, you, what are you doing?" Just expecting to hear something like that again, and just expecting to hear the "Oi." But I've gotten used to that over the years and decades that I've done exploring. Many times I've been checked, so it's nothing unusual, especially when I was younger. That was a very familiar thing. What are you up to? What are you doing here? We're supposed to be here, blah blah blah. Oi! Can I help you? That's another favourite. Can I help you? Excuse me? That's to say, I've heard these words before in the years. I was an adventurer when I was a kid as well, so. But anyway, enough gabbing on, let's go and have a look around at this site. This is part of the drain work or something, possibly. Cable chunked in, it'd be like underground cables, and they'll have conduit under there, I presume, to protect the cables that'll lead from the buildings to the other buildings. And that there was perhaps some sort of conduit, or the more I look on it, I think actually it's more of a drain pipe or a drainage system. So as I say, just enjoying the sunny afternoon here. Not doing any harm again. But I remember the days, as I say, I used to get shot and chased up. Well, back in the old days, in the 90s, 80s, and that, there wasn't as much. It was easier to get in old buildings. They were just left open and stuff. But I'm just making my way over to these chicken farms, presumably. I'm not a farmer, so I have no idea really what they are. Just presuming that's what they are. And it's quite nice actually. Well, it's quite picturesque, I don't know the word to use, but spectacular maybe just with the sun shining through the building like that. I was trying to get that on the camera. Just shining through the ghostly windows. You might see it now as I start to. Yeah, I was just trying to get the sun sort of that in the background with the sun shining through it. Anyway. See, like that's what I mean. Just kind of get the ghostly outline of the building. I'm really going to do a YouTube video right now. This is just more a kind of researching it first of all in preparation to do a YouTube video with a couple of my other mates. But as usual, I've turned it into a video. So then I've just got to add a bit more. I started off like not even caring I was going to do any video whatsoever. I didn't even know how to get to it. I can safely say I've been, and I've got the footage and videos from my own records, and I've got the filtered ones for the putting on here. Like my records are only just for my records, for my own interests, and that's it. Nothing more. But the ones that I publicise, I've got to obviously be careful what I'm publicising. So I just come up to the foot of this wind turbine. So I'd parked way up there. I had to get myself across to here. And then looking at the other side is the Tealing substation. I actually done a video article about the substations earlier on in my channel if you want to see it. About 6-7 months ago. Decided I'm not going to go down to record footage for YouTube down there, so this is as far as I'm going for recording for YouTube, so I'm not going to do that. It's a separate area. I will be on the runway, the old runway, so I'm just going to head back now. I've had a look, I've shared what I can, what I'm going to share, but that's it. I don't really know much more about the area. I have to do more research into it, but it's primarily the RAF base I was looking at, and they'll be on the old runway. So I didn't go down to film for YouTube, so I didn't go down for that. I wasn't doing it, so I just went as far as here for filming for YouTube. As far as I went. So. Right, it's a nice enough day. I was going to do a check on something else, but I'll no bother. I've spent enough time here. I was going to research it because I've got more in the pipeline to look at other places around about Scotland, I suppose you could look on it that way. This is just fairly local. I mean, it's shorter hours in the day. It's November and it's going to get dark soon, so I was able to have a look at this anyway, and I could show you that to you. So that's it. I'll just round the video at that. Listen, I was only going to make it too much longer. I've done enough for the day, and I've recorded enough for you. Just should come back again. I would come back to show the other explorations, the other two explorers that would like to explore with us on this. Could come back and perhaps do another video if they're up to it. This time we'll be wearing wellies. I'm hiking, but it's probably wellies actually with a lot of mud to walk through. Feet and bottoms, the trousers, jeans are filthy. Absolutely filthy. Small price to pay just to get here. So that's a nice wee spot. I'm going to just round the video. So I hope you enjoyed it. I've not got a plan. Plan B, just make it up as you go along kind of thing. That's exactly what I'm doing. So the Tealing RAF airstrip and the airbase. Presumably it would have closed shortly after the World War II. If I get more history or information on it, I'll try and remember to stick on there for you, in the video for you. I'll show you what I'm looking at and then I'll round it off. I'm just looking at the reflections of the conductors and that at the power station. and I like to try and get the light shining through the windows on the building, ghostly sort of figure of the building. There's other buildings that there's actually nothing to stop you going in them, but I'm not going to go in them because they're a bit too dangerous, certainly not going in them on my own. So, okay, so that'll do it. I'll just round it off. Right, okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now. See you on my channel. See you later.